Greetings. Last time we spoke about angels, and this time we're going to speak a little bit more in detail about communicating with these angels. From the Golden Dawn tradition comes a certain practice called ether scrying. This is the same thing essentially as accessing the Tetra gamma sync, the Theta gamma sync, or the Astral Vision. And basically what this comprises of is you're putting yourself into a trance so that you can open yourself for communication with the spirit that you desire to communicate with. Okay, so essentially you would pick the spirit that you're going to communicate with first. Otherwise, you're going to leave yourself open to, who knows what. But let's say we're working with a specific angel, like say maybe Uriel. What we would do is we would draw the sigil, and since Uriel is an angel representing the spirit of Earth, we would potentially have items that would remind us of the spirit of Earth, such as like crystals or stones, coins would work. Your incense would be something like pine or even patchouli, and you would visualize, if you want, maybe nature, trees, forests, a bountiful woman with a bunch of fruit, these types of things, because Mother Earth is a feminine principle. But you would keep that image in your mind. You would keep the sigil in your mind. Now there's different ways to reach this Theta Gamma Sync, this Astral Vision. There's different ways to reach this. The main thing that we're aiming to do is quieting the conscious mind so we can form a firm bridge between the subconscious and the full conscious. One way is mantras. If you can locate and find a mantra, like maybe even saying the angelic name, or finding a mantra associated with Earth, if you can look on YouTube, there are tons of Hindu mantras that they have. And you can listen to that, or you can just, memorize it and say it to yourself over and over. And what this does is it overrides that negative thought loop that's going in your head of conscious thinking. You override it with the mantra. So now the mantra becomes the loop in your mind. And as you do this more and more, it begins to obliterate all other thoughts. So nothing is going through your mind but the mantra. So at that point, once you've done that, you can really start to focus. Another way to go about reaching this is you can kind of, sit in a comfortable position and realize that you're not going to move. You're not going to move for the duration of the ritual. So what this does is it kind of suppresses the body. So you're not going to be scratching and fidgeting and all that stuff. It suppresses the body so the body doesn't become a distraction. So now you can focus on the mind. Now you can focus on what's going on up here. When you're in that state, it's just like sitting in a meditation pose. You sit comfortably because you're not going to gain anything from your foot falling to sleep or your arm falling to sleep. Sit comfortably. It doesn't have to hurt. But when you're in this pose and you're fully relaxed, essentially you're trying to fall asleep. Okay, so this is a little bit different than meditation. This is scrying. This is the Astral Vision, Theta Gamma Sync. You're trying to fall asleep. You're trying to put yourself into that twilight zone between waking and sleeping. Okay, and this is that bridge to the subconscious, to the dream world. This is the direct bridge. So when you're trying to put yourself to sleep sitting in that position and you're staring at the sigil or staring at a candle, your brain will begin to release those chemicals that start to relax the body for sleep. Okay, and the more you practice it, the easier it will be to access those chemicals. But as your body starts to zone out, because the thing is, you don't want to use like a crystal ball or like a bowl of water with fire or oil on it. You don't want to use all that stuff first, because as a beginner you're going to get distracted by the object that you're looking at. The point is to focus but not focus. You see what I'm saying? You're not focusing on anything in the physical world. Your eyes kind of just focus on the haze. right? Your focus goes from this to this. You really pull back, and you're conscious, but you're not conscious. So we're trying to get in between wake and sleep. So yeah, it takes practice, but once you get it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now, you can use mantras, you can use focusing on the sigil or a candle, you can sit in the meditation pose, but either way, when you get to the point where your brain is no longer producing thoughts and you're kind of in between wakefulness and sleeping, this is where you're going to access the spirits. Okay. Now, if you've been focusing on one particular energy for the ritual, you'll begin to notice that this energy will begin to communicate with you. Now, as I said before, it doesn't communicate with you in words like, yo, what's up? I'm Uriel here to help. No. The spirit comes, it emanates, right? If we're talking about angels, then we're invoking, we're pulling it down. You'll feel that presence come down upon you, and it'll be a vibration, okay? If it's a demonic force, it'll be coming from within you. You'll be evoking it from within you. It doesn't really matter where it comes from, but what you'll notice is it'll start to fill your body. It'll start to fill the room, okay? And you'll feel the presence of something. You know what it is because it's the spirit that you're calling upon. But you'll begin to feel the presence of that spirit. And the vibration of the energy will start to press upon you. And your mind, your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind, because they're both at an equal level now, instead of conscious mind, it's at an equal level. So from the subconscious mind, as these vibrations emanate of that spirit, your conscious mind will begin to interpret those vibrations. And that's where you'll get the communication from. You'll begin to be the interpreter of what this spirit is saying to you. Now, it's really kind of a toss-up what you do from there. It's all upon what your intentions are. You can stay there and listen to the entire message until the spirit leaves, and then maybe write it down. Or you can try, if you're skilled enough, to write it down as the spirit's communicating with you. But keep in mind, if you do that, you risk possibly breaking the connection, because moving from your position and grabbing the pencil, all that's rooted in the physical world, so you're pulling yourself out of that subconscious world. So just see what works best for you. If you can pull that off, awesome. That's probably the best way to do it. But some people like to exercise their memory and remember what was told to them and then write it down, act upon it. But this is the main way that we communicate with spirits, angels, demons, ancestors, gods, everything. This is the main way that we communicate with them. There are other ways, but this is, this is the main way. Personally, I like to do this before I do tarot, before I do a tarot reading. I like to get into the zone and communicate with the spirit and then do my cards. I feel it works more accurately that way because I'm using the assistance of my subconscious mind instead of just my conscious mind. Okay. But yeah, like I said before, if you're just now getting into scrying and trying to communicate with spirits, you don't really want to use a crystal ball first, or a bowl of fire, or a bowl of water with oil, or whatever else people are saying. Start with you and the sigil. Try a combination. Draw the sigil, do a mantra, and, sit in a meditation pose, and just see how it all culminates. Practice it. Practice it. You have nothing to lose. Just go try it. You can't hurt yourself from doing this. You're only communicating with what's inside of you, because there's nothing outside of you that's greater than your subconscious mind. There's nothing outside of you that is greater than your subconscious mind. You are divine. You are divine. Everything you do and say is perfect. There are no flaws. There's no mistakes. There's no accidents. There's no coincidences. You are divine, and everything that you do is perfect. So don't be afraid to access the power that's already inside of you. You already have access to all 72 angels. You already have access to 72 demonic spirits, which are the opposite side of the coin of the same thing. 72 chakras around the pineal gland. Each one of them have at least 2 associated spirits. They are gateways to having different things happen in your life. Everybody's got the 4 Hayoth angels surrounding them. Cheoth HaKadesh. Everyone is assigned 4 of those. Okay. You got these spirits all around you. You already communicate with them, and they're already working with you, regardless of you recognizing them or not. You know, by default, you've at least got the 4. But there are so many more spirits that everyone has access to. So don't be afraid to try. You know, don't go spending your night researching YouTube videos or reading books if you're a reader. Don't be an armchair occultist. Find a quiet space. Try it out. Test it out. You got nothing to lose. If you're sitting on the fence, go ahead and do it. Because worst case scenario, nothing happens. You know, actually, worst case scenario, you do get a communication and you get scared and you give up completely. But that's a good thing. You do want to get a communication. There are layers to existence. Your pinpoint of consciousness is surrounded with other fractals and fractions of consciousness. You can utilize these things. I'm telling you, you are the living God, and these things are here to help and serve you. And depending on your attitude to these spirits, they can even come down and harm you. Not because, oh, they're mad at you, but because you're using the principles incorrectly. Using the principles incorrectly can cause damage to yourself. You're the driver, you're the commander, you're the captain of this ship. So depending on how you utilize your energy is how the other energies are going to react and respond. So take control of your subconscious mind. Don't let advertisements and other people influence how your mind is supposed to work. You go out there, you do your thing. Set your intent, make the corresponding action, and trust in the divinity of yourself. Trust in the divinity of your subconscious mind. This is where reality is produced from. This is where these spirits are coming from. Some people believe that spirits exist in an alternate dimension, and through magic we make a gateway that they can come through and work with us. I personally believe that all these spirits are housed within the subconscious mind, and I don't just believe it because, oh, it sounds cool. I believe it because research after research and book after book and video and experimentation has proved this to me. But regardless of what you believe or where they're coming from, it is possible to access these energies and utilize them to your benefit. Otherwise, they can be utilized to your harm. So I suggest at least getting the knowledge, if you're interested in this thing. If not, I'm not sure why you're on this video. But this is TKTRAV. Leave a comment about what type of topic you'd like to see a video on. Subscribe to the Instagram. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. I'm going to be releasing a video every day. So again, leave a comment for what types of videos you'd like to see or what subjects you'd like for me to cover. And also, if you do experiment and work with angels or demons, leave a comment here. Like if it's your first time or you're a beginner or whatever, leave a comment and tell me about your experience. I'd like to hear about it. Alright, so peace.